As part of our ongoing Marketing Cloud CERT review, we're back today to explore another question that has to do with marketing insights and analytics. This time, we're exploring the importance of engagement trend metrics when sending email messages from Marketing Cloud. Let's check it out. This week's question asks, which report shows engagement trends over time? Now, it's important if you're going to be talking about reporting that you understand what reports are. So let's take a quick moment to look at reports and reporting, and then we'll come back and check out some of these answers. Now, in Marketing Cloud, if we want to know what's going on in our reporting, we can go to Analytics Builder. And there are a couple of options: intelligence reports and also reports. So if we click on reports here, it takes us into an interface that allows us to get an overview of things that are happening behind the scenes. And there are a number of different categories of reporting, including those for email. And if I click on this and come in here, I can see all of the different email reports that are available. I can extend this out, by the way, if I want to see more of what's going on in here. So the nice thing about these, of course, is that they allow us to do a lot of things that will dig into the data and tell us stories about the data that might be hard for us to understand or come up with on our own. Now, that being said, I would encourage anybody who's sitting for the certification exam to become familiar with most of these reports. You don't have to spend a lot of time, but I would go through and try to get a sense of what a report is called and what it does, to be a little bit more in tune with what is happening. That way, if you get a question that says, what does this report do? You'll have an understanding. Okay, so these are the different types of reports that we have. Now let's drill down a little bit and see if this helps us out at all. The first report, it says a bounce summary report, shows us engagement trends over time. Now, a bounce summary is basically telling us what emails did not get delivered because an email address is incorrect or somebody's no longer there. So that's actually not going to show us engagement at all. Bouncing is bouncing. We don't actually get the message sent to them. So that's not a good answer for us. The second answer is saying subscriber engagement report. Okay, well, that sounds very doable, right? We have something called engagement. Let's check. We'll bookmark that one. Let's go to the next answer, which is answer C, and it says email client breakdown. Well, what an email client is really how do people receive their emails? Which tool, right? Which piece of software do they use to open their emails and look at them? So email clients are a nice thing to have, but this is not a place where we get a report directly on that. So we're going to say, nope, that's not a good one. And D says email performance over time report. So both of these seem very plausible. Let's go back into our reports very quickly and get a closer definition of how these things are broken down. Now, with the reports we're talking about in particular, we're looking at the email performance report. So I can actually find this in the list and say, okay, there's email performance over time. And the email performance over time report lets you easily see how effective an email has been historically at driving results across multiple sends. So that sounds pretty close to what we're trying to do. Let's take a look at the other report, which is the subscriber engagement report. And if I come down here, I can find in subscriber engagement. And the subscriber engagement report displays which subscribers are most or least engaged with emails. So it's a little bit different. This is actually homing in on the individuals, which subscribers are being least engaged or most engaged, but not really measuring engagement over time, which is what the email performance report allows us to do. So in this case, I think we have our answer. Let's go back and look at our options. Okay, now with that understood, and as interesting as answer B is subscriber engagement report, what we can look at now is understand that that doesn't really quite measure exactly what we want to measure. We want to be able to measure engagement trends over time. And the subscriber engagement report is focused more on which subscribers are most or least engaged with. So we're going to say, nope, that's not going to be our answer this time around. And that brings us down to D as being the final answer we want to use here, which is email performance over time. To explore other questions and answers surrounding Marketing Cloud certification and mastery, please subscribe to this channel and we'll drop a new question for you to check out every week. Also, this question was taken directly from our new and free certification quiz featuring 125 practice questions covering the Email Specialist certification exam. If this sounds like something you could use, simply go to blueclouduniversity.com and click on the CERT Prep tab to get started. Thanks for dropping by. I'll see you again next time.